making ideas. I see insights. I see depth. I see things that people don't see. I get value from things people just overlook. Right? When even the team, when we go to Disney, I'll go to Disney almost every year. Almost every year. I've been to Disney, Disneyland, Disney World many, many times. I love going to Disney. It is a money-making machine. I learn so much every time I go. Every time I go. I'm like, that's a damn. Like, I would go there. I love, one of the things, my favorite things to do to go to Disney is to go to the Disney, the resort, the timeshare pitch. I love it. I got to go to the timeshare pitch. Before I go into the rides, let me sit through the timeshare pitch. I'm like, they're so good. They are so fucking good, right? They do the closing, they present, and then they do the little bit of the reverse psychology. I'm like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, right? How they do it. And I go on, like they have the upsell in the store and how they set up the traffic flow and how they get you buying these pins. Everything Disney does at a theme park is designed to maximize their profits. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I see things that people don't see. I see things, and you can see, can you imagine when you can think like that, how easy it is to come up with money-making ideas, profit-generating ideas. And that's why people say, oh, well, how do I make money? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Money is everywhere. It's so easy to make money. Now, I know, maybe your awareness is not quite there yet, because if this is the first time you're learning from me. But really, and you ask anyone, like HTC, isn't money everywhere? Isn't opportunities everywhere? Hello? Right? Anyone who's like really my student, they all get it. It's like, it's everywhere. It is not difficult. It is not, write this down, write this down. Making money is not difficult, but it's very, very different. It's not difficult, it's different. There's a way for you to win in this game, but it's very different from the way that you've been playing it. Because before, you try to make money with no skills. That's why it doesn't work. That's why everything you try, it didn't work. Because you're betting on the thing instead of betting on you. Betting on yourself. Betting on your skills. There's no one else you can count on but yourself. It's not about the vehicle. It is not about the vehicle. It's easy. When you get it, when you have the skills, when you can see things, you can get an idea from everywhere. Secret number 7. You want to demonstrate and show that you are the expert. Now, how do you do that? We talked a little bit about this already. Because nowadays, our consumers, potential prospects, are they skeptical? Yes or no? Do they have more choices than ever because of the internet? People are skeptical. So don't talk to them when you write copy as if they're not skeptical. Talk to them as if they are skeptical. Most people, when they write copy, here's what they do. They assume, oh, they like me, trust me, and understand me. No! Hell no! When you're writing copy, when you're closing in print, assume they don't like you, they don't trust you, and they don't know you. What do you have to do to build credibility and build trust? Assuming they don't like you, they don't know you, and they don't trust you. What do you have to do? What do you have to say? It's a very big mistake. All the marketing that we do, I assume people are skeptical. On social media, I don't blame them. Because most people, they have the lower self. They have been burned. right? They don't know. Or their level is low. It's normal. It's normal. So I don't talk to them. I don't write copy to them as if they already trust me. They already know me. I assume they don't like me. They don't trust me. They don't know me. Good. Let's start there. So I don't ask for anything. Value. 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 Let me ask you this. I'm gonna do a almost a test here. Okay. How many of you join Dan on Demand because you've been following me on social media for quite some time? And the minute that we offer Dan on Demand, you don't really quite even know what it is, but you're like, okay, if Dan is offering it, it's affordable to me, I'm in. How many of you do that? I want you to look at the chat. There you go. There you go. That's the proof. That's all the proof that you need right here. Does this work? Because I have offered value upfront first. Because you know, if you study my work, how many have this thought? Well, if I get this much value from Dan's like free stuff, I bet I can get some, like definitely like more value if I learn from him in person, if I actually join a class. It's a very logical thought. It's the easiest thing to do. Versus you don't, if let's say I'm talking to a prospect who doesn't know me, doesn't know anything about me, who I have not built credibility with, who is skeptical, and I tell them and approach them, hey, you know, I've got Dan on Demand as subscription. I'm going to teach a class every month. Come on, man. Join this. It's so cool. Join this. Is there a problem with that? Is it how, like, it just doesn't work. But yet that's how most people sell. That's how most of you guys sell. That's why you're not selling as much as you want. You're not moving as many products as you want. Versus I flip the model. And it's okay. Like a lot of people, when they say, you know what, you don't want to join, you don't need to buy anything from me, you don't want to. Keep enjoying, because I know for a fact, with our reach, a huge percentage, probably 99% of the people will never be able, or they're not qualified, or they're not ready to do business. You getting this? I know that. I know they're not qualified. I know they're not ready. I know it could be mentally, could be situationally. It doesn't matter. I know they're not ready. That's okay. They don't need to buy. Keep watching the YouTube video. I'm happy that I can impact them in that way. It's perfectly fine. One more person joining what I do, one more person joining DOD, one more person joining whatever XTC is not going to make a difference to my financial life. Do you get it? It is not going to make not one iota, zero. It is not going to make a difference in my life. The only thing that will make a difference is it's if they implement what I know, it's going to make a difference in their life. That's why I'm not attached. I want to help them, but I'm not attached. They don't want my help. They don't want my help. There are plenty of people who want my help. I help people help themselves. So results, numbers, stats, research. What could you do? What could you do? What are some things you could use? I'll give you a perfect example. This is a mentee of mine. His name is Gary Wong. He is a very successful real estate agent in Vancouver. And I taught him this concept. This is his website. Now, first of all, he's got a fucking book. How many realtors have a book? And you go to the homepage, the first thing you see, $87 million worth of homes sold, 356 YouTube videos uploaded, 2,858 hours of negotiations, 5,643 hours of MBA knowledge, $200,000 worth of personal and business training invested. Stats, numbers. See, if he doesn't state those on his website, how do people know? So think about, are there numbers that you could use in your copy? So right there, let's say you don't know anything about Gary. You hit the homepage, you see the book, you see this. It gives you a very quick glimpse in seconds what he's done and what he's about. So versus you go to another real estate agent, or satisfaction guarantee. We do open houses. See how stupid that is? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. Versus something like this. So think about what you could use. What numbers could you use? So it's like one thing when I say, and you can see I did this actually in the beginning. If you listen to this again, you listen to this class again in the beginning. I said it. I just used this copywriting technique. I said we have students, HTC, from over 100 countries. Didn't I say that? Remember? Yeah. I just used a copywriting technique right there. It's one thing to say, oh, we have a lot of students from a lot of different places. But suddenly when I say from 100 countries, how many of you, when you heard the 100 countries, you're like, whoa, holy shit. That's a global organization. That's a global movement here, right? They're like, wow, that's a lot of students from a lot of different places. So you see the difference? So what I did, this is cool. So I used the technique. Now I pause and explain the technique that I just used. Isn't that cool? So think about when you are writing copy. Are there numbers, statistics that you could use? Are there things that you could use? Don't use, oh, I have so many clients. I have been in business for a long time. No, I have been in business for 20 years. I've been in business for 10 years. I've worked with 325 clients. I've solved X amount of problems. I have produced $2,574 for my clients. You see the difference? It's very powerful when you do that. Don't use vague numbers. Don't use vague numbers. Secret number 8. Explain to them what makes you unique. We talk about this, me too, me better, and me only. So what makes you unique? Don't be better, be different. Because everybody else is saying, I'm better. Don't explain you better, be different. Better to be different than to be better. Better to be different than to be better. Because when you are different, people recognize and they will know, okay, I could see how you are different. I probably get more comments on social media about this particular comment. Now, some people say, oh, Dan, you're the best and this and that. But most people, if they first don't know me, once they know me, then they know what I do, right? But let's say pretend they don't know me. They're on the outside versus you're on the inside. But let's say on the outside, they don't know me. They just first come across a video, a book, an interview. One of the most common things that we see, that we hear is, You know, Dan, I watch so many other people, but when I watch a video, you are just different. Right? It's just like there's something about you. I don't know what you do. I don't know exactly what you offer, but you just something about you that is different from everybody else. It's powerful. It's very, very powerful. When you can communicate that to the marketplace, and you notice the way that I communicate, I don't tell people that I'm different. I just be different, and people will recognize that. There's a big difference. Okay? It's one thing to say, oh, I'm so different from everybody else. Can't you see? No, it's not like that. Just be different, and people will see, like, there's something about what you do or how you do it that's just different from everybody else. So how can you use that? How could you use that? So what is your unique selling advantage? I call that the USA. How can you find out what is your unique selling advantage? And your unique selling advantage answers this question. Why should I do business with you versus every other option out there, including doing nothing? Why should I do business with you versus every other option out there, including doing nothing? Now, thinking time. So take this question and think about it after the class. It might take you some time to think about this. What makes you unique? Now, examples of what you shouldn't do with your unique selling advantage. We are the best. We are the biggest. We care about you. We offer more. Best customer service guarantee. I'm falling asleep. Okay. That's not a good example of what good USA is. So good unique selling advantage should be something like this. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. How many of you heard that before? Mm-hmm. Tom, 1-for-1. Each pair of shoes you purchase equals a pair of shoes for a child in need. Is that clear? Is that specific? Here's another one. How many have this one before? Domino's Pizza. Fresh, hot pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes or less, guarantee. Yes, you've heard that before, right? Domino. Again, are they selling food, or what are they selling? What are they selling? Speed. I want you to look at that one more time. Fresh, hot pizza. They don't even promise you the damn thing tastes good. They're not saying good pizza. That's a smart thing to do, because if you promise, delicious pizza delivered to your door, that's a different thing. It's a very different promise. They're just saying fresh and hot. Doesn't promise the damn thing tastes good. Doesn't guarantee the damn thing tastes good. But it does guarantee 30 minutes or less. Uh-huh. Are you making connections? Are you seeing things you didn't see before? How do you view some of these things? How many of you are now going to pay more attention to your surrounding, to ads, to copy, to pages, to emails? And you see how people make money. How do they do that?
Hey, Sifu.
Steven, go ahead.
Yeah. A lot of people, what they as a default, what they do is they go cheaper, right? Like, it doesn't matter what kind of service or product that they're selling, automatically, like, they try to differentiate by going cheaper. and they have a very hard time just like thinking about what actually makes them unique. For example, if like I know there's a lot of realtors out there, a lot of people who sell insurance, right? They have a hard time coming up with their own unique advantage.
Yep.
USA. What kind of advice would you say for people in that situation?
Okay, so two things depends on your niche. Now, if that is your unique selling advantage, let's say you're like Walmart, right? You're competing on price. That's the industry that you're in. That's what you do. That's the product. It is a strategy. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but first of all, I am probably the wrong guy to learn from. I'll just say it flat out. If you're competing on price, you're competing based on discount. You really shouldn't learn from the king of high ticket sales, right? That's not what I do, right? I'm sure the other, like the king of low ticket sales, I'm sure there's some guy, some girl out there that you can learn from, right? I'm sure there's some guy teaching like how to sell cheap shit. Like learn from that person, right? That's not me. It's not my brand. It's not my teaching. It's not what I'm about, right? So that's number one. Second is the reason you're competing on price or why people buy from you based on price, because you haven't given them any other criteria to buy from. I'll say that one more time. The reason you're getting a lot of these objections where, can you do it cheaper? Can you give me a discount? Because you haven't given them any other criteria to buy from, meaning they can't tell the fucking difference between you and your competitor. When they cannot differentiate, all they could buy based upon is what? Price. You have not given them any other things to compare with. So they have to compare you with price.
I got it. So it's
Right?
almost like a downward spiral. It's like if you have nothing that makes you different, then you have no choice, no option but to go cheaper.
Mm-hmm. And number three is now depends on who you sell to. If you're selling like volume, like if you're the wholesaler, if you're selling where like massive quantity, and that's a business model. It's a perfectly valid business model where the profit margin is thin and you're making on a few percentage, and that's good. Like Walmart is very rich as well. That's perfectly fine. I'm just saying that's not my business model, and that's not the business model I like, and I'm not the right guy to teach you that. Like if you're looking for, that's not what I do, because I believe in simplicity. I believe in higher profit margin. I believe to make more profit with fewer customers. That's my business model, because I want to live life on my own terms. So if I could get to whatever goal that I have, and I don't really have much, that kind of aspiration, because I've already hit my financial goal, FU money. But let's say if that's whatever you want, let's say you want to make $1 million, well, you could sell something for $1 and sell 1 million of them, or you can sell something for 10,000 and just sell 100 of them. I'm the guy that wants to sell something for 10,000 and just sell 100 of them. That's just my take. Okay. Now you might be thinking, oh, Dan, Mr. Dan Lok, then why do you sell Dan on Demand for $49 only? That's a good fucking question. Tell me why. Skeptic. Why? I'll tell you 3 reasons. And this is as blunt, as straightforward as it is. Number one, impact. Because I see so many people on social media where they just can't afford what I do, but they want to learn from me. You want to learn from me. And I've been rejecting so many, like I haven't offered this for a long time. And I was having a conversation with my team. It's like, how can I create something that I could impact more people, that is more affordable for most? Not everybody can pay me $10,000 an hour. I know that. That's what I charge for my time, one-on-one. I thought, you know what, maybe I can do something like this. That's number one. And number two, I know that if you use what I teach and you're getting results, this is a very smart business move. And I'll teach you that. And I'll explain it to you actually. If let's say you are spending $49 a month with me, and with what I'm teaching you, can you see you could use what I teach you to make more money? Yes or no? Hello? Right? And you go out there and you make more money. And you're making thousands and thousands of dollars. Take a guess. What are chances of you coming back and say, hey, you know, Sifu Dan, I want more. I want your higher level program. It makes you a better student. It's very simple, right? It's very, very simple. So I am teaching you what I do. I'm teaching you what I do. Number three, because I could see so many students where within HTC, high ticket closers, they have their own business, because HTC high ticket closing program, I only focus on one very specific single skill, which is high ticket closing, right? But I have so many students, they have even within my HTC or inner circle, they have questions about, you know, Sifu, how do I do copywriting? How do I build a personal brand? How do I do social media? I want to learn other aspects of what you know, right? And I'm like, yeah, but it's just with what we do, we're building a global movement, and you know what we're talking about, right? For those of you who are at the Closers in Black event, there's some big things they're working on, right? So I'm like, I don't really like to have, like I said, I could easily create a program on personal branding. I can easily create a program on just social media. I can create many programs. I can create a program on just copywriting, right? Easily. I can do a 5-week program on this. But I thought to myself, no, I kind of want to just focus on one or two things. And I enjoy teaching that. And that's what I want to do. But for these other topics, I'm like, okay, if I can make it affordable, I can teach different things every month, depends on what you want to learn. And I can teach them different things. I can share my experience on other areas of business that could benefit you. I'm like, okay, this is a good way to do it. And that's why I do it. Those are the 3 reasons. Those are the 3 reasons. I'm as transparent as it could be. There you go. That's why I do this.